Alright guys, so today we are putting a Fender Eliminator on our 2025 Honda CB300R. So I picked this up off of Amazon from Exotomer, I don't know, chime in guys. So they send you some stickers, you get a nice detailed set of instructions. Now mind you, this was only $34 and like maybe 50 cents, $33.50. But pretty detailed instructions. This is the light you get for the license plate. Here are some of our mounts for the license plate. They do give us some wire insulators, some zip ties, that's nice. Oh, we got a piece here. And then inside, this will be our license plate holder. I mean, it feels pretty heavy duty. Allegedly, we can use our OEM turn signals, so we're gonna try that. I mean, this wasn't the cheapest one they had on Amazon, so I do have pretty decent expectations that my turn signals will fit. So, all right, you can start by taking off your back seat, and then we are going to remove the main seat as well, just so we can access the wires for the turn signals and the license plate light. All right, so you are going to want your owner's manual. They will give you your tool. This is all you get for the bike. Right here, there's the part number if you need it. So we're gonna use this tool here. And we're gonna take off the seat. Okay. All right, so first we are going to remove this little brown clip from this bracket here. You can just squeeze it and it'll pop out. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna disconnect the plug here. All right, so now we're gonna remove these 4 bolts. There's gonna be one here and one over here, and then the same thing on the other side. All right, here we are. Got the back piece off. You'll just wanna pull this little clip out. There's a little hole here. All right, so now we're gonna disassemble this piece here so we can get access to our turn signals.
This is all being skipped. Well, I couldn't take it out while I was down there.
The middle ones are tight. Okay. So there's going to be a few screws to remove. You guys will see that in there. But then you're going to want to separate the center tailpiece. It's got like a little funky locking system, so you can kind of slide and pull. But you'll see when it's put together there. And then you can just gently pull this wire out. It's just sitting in there super comfortably. It's not like supported by anything. And then you're going to be left with this. So I believe we're going to unscrew these next. And then we're gonna figure out how to wire in our new light for our license plate. All right, so you're gonna have to remember which turn signal is, you know, your left and your right. When you are taking it apart, you gotta remember that the light was this way. So flip it over, sorry guys. So I just have a paint pen here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna mark on the back just a little L here and an R. And we got the R. So we'll give those a second to dry up. All right, so I just marked up the wires here just so we can keep track of which is which once we start splitting everything open. All right, is it recording already?
Yeah.
We're like old people.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we have our like main wire connection. You have to separate these little things. If it's a newer bike, it's gonna be a little tough. So we did use some little pliers here just to pull them apart. And remember, we did mark them just so we don't lose track of which is which. An extension?
No, that's an adapter.
Start over, you're gonna cut this.
It's okay, I'll cut it.
Okay, so you're gonna use an 8mm socket here, just a socket extension because it's a tight spot. And we're gonna remove this bolt here and this one over here. Okay, so we're gonna fry this metal piece here. Okay, there we go. Left and right turn signal with the wires. Here's these little pieces you're gonna have to pull out. They are metal, but I just worked them out with my finger because I didn't want to damage the little rubber gasket here. All right, so you're gonna want to remove your turn signal spacers from your OEM piece, and then you can put them on your new Fender Eliminator here, our license plate frame. So you want to put them on just like how you took them off there, and you'll put the metal piece on the inside again. It's going to be a tight fit, but it'll be all right.
Take two.
Okay, so we just put on our license plate light here. We just screwed it in with the tiniest nuts and bolts ever, and let's figure out how to wire it in. Backtrack, guys. If you already did this, so sorry. So you're gonna have to remove these little metal brackets here so you can run the wires through first. Okay, so we're gonna do it really quick with our other turn signal. Where is it at? Right here, our left turn signal. So kind of like the other one here, our wires are gonna go through this top one. Okay, so we're gonna pull one through, and then we're gonna get our little bracket here. We're gonna put the bottom piece in first, and then you see there's kind of an opening here. Our wire is just gonna rest right inside of it. And we can just push so it's nice and snug here. The back can be kind of a pain to pop in, and then we'll just shimmy this right on in. Nice fit. And then we're gonna screw our little piece in here. So I'm just gonna get it finger tight first because it's kind of a tight space. All right, so you can see we have everything wired back to our original plug. We have everything connected here, just like how we kind of marked our templates, how we have like the 3 dots for the right turn signals, 2 dots. Okay, so we got our license plate light all wired up here. So you just want to follow our yellow and black wiring. And then to our original wiring harness, you have this little black wire with a yellow line through it. That's going to be your positive. And then you have your green's ground. But in this case, it's going to be black for our license plate light. All right, so just to go over it again, you're going to put black to green and yellow to the yellow black. Okay, so then you're going to want to test everything. You're just going to want to plug it in and then turn on your ignition here just to ensure that your turn signals work and everything like that. All right, guys, so your bracket is going to go on the left side, kind of like this. As you can see here, they gave us a little sponge pad, but we can't figure out what to do with it. So we'll get back to you if we can figure it out. All right, so we are going to screw it in with this here. All right, so I mean, it would be easier with 2 people, but you could totally do it by yourself. So we took our bracket here. We had to feed this wire up through the top. We did put some electrical tape just to kind of clean it up so we didn't have like extra wires from our license plate light here. And then we use these 2 bolts here. As you can see, our washer pattern. All right. They're a little tough to screw in. They don't give you a whole lot of room with the turn signals. I mean, I guess you could put the frame on first and then the turn signals. I just think it would be a pain to try and get this inner bolt here with a ratchet while this is already supported. We've had to use like a little funny angle to get it in, but. All right, guys, so we just cleaned up our wires here, got everything all situated. We're gonna put our seat back on and we'll show you everything. All right, guys, so we have our seats on. We're just gonna turn on the bike here. Here is our license plate light. You can see our turn signals work. It's really nice that we could use our OEM turn signals instead of. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe so you can see our next new modifications to the bike.